Hello, this is Mr. Precella, and I want to demonstrate using technology to help solve some of these, or simplify your work on some of these simplex method application problems. Like in an earlier video, I just set this problem up and then said, okay, go to PHPSimplex.com in order to see the solution, or to get a solution. Now I want to demonstrate that now. I have a little Android tablet here, and I'm going to open a web browser. Ooh, let me see. Right here, you can use Chrome or whatever web browser you want, and the website that I like to use is this one right here, PHPSimplex.com. So I'm going to go to PHPSimplex. You'll notice I've already used it on here before. .com/en. The /en gets it in English. Okay? PHPSimplex.com/en and go, and let's see, it's loading, and I've already used this with the graphical tool, but now I'm going to do it with the simplex tool. So click right here, get started. It's loading. It's a nice little tool. Now the graphical method only works when there's just two unknowns, x and y. You just have an x-axis and a y-axis. Well, if you have more than just two unknowns, then you need to use something other than a simplex, the graphical method. Like here, we have three unknowns: the number of grams of soybean, the number of grams of meat byproduct, the number of grams of grain. And so on this one, we would have to use the pull-down menu. I'll say simplex. And now how many decision variables are there? Well, there were three: x1, x2, x3. And then how many constraints? Let's see. Now, when it says constraints, you don't count the non-negativity constraints. So there's only two. Those are how many statements have the inequality. So there are two constraints. Continue. Let's see this. And now, look, it sets it up nicely. Okay? Now you need to make sure, since this was one of the minimum problems, make sure that you use the pull-down menu and change maximize to minimize. Minimize. Okay? Sometimes students say, oh, they got the wrong answer, what's wrong? Or it didn't give a solution. Well, usually they didn't put the minimize there. So, let's see. There's the problem that I'm going to try to punch in. Okay, so the function that we're maximizing is 6x1 plus 8x2 plus 9x3. Now let's punch in the constraints. 2.5 x1, 4.5 x2, 5 x3. Now, it says less than or equal to. We need to change that to greater than or equal to. So, pull down menu, greater than or equal to what? 54? Then, second constraint, 5x1 plus 3x2 plus 10x3 greater than or equal to what? 60. Okay. Now let's see. I say continue. It's gonna. Okay, now I type it in right. 6x1 plus 8x2 plus 9x3 2.5x1. Ooh. Oh. Maybe okay, I have it. Here it is. I hit continue accidentally. So it's actually typing it out so I can verify. Ooh, that's sort of hard to read. Can I focus it any better? About the best it's going to do. So just check and make sure. 2.5. They state the little equivalent maximize problem, which in my class, our class, we didn't go through that. And so if you want to see all the steps, you could continue. I would just say click direct solution. Look here to make sure you didn't mistype it. Minimize 6x1, 8x2, 2.5x1, 4.5x2, 5x3, greater. Okay. Say direct solution. And voila, look at this. The optimal solution value is z equals 96.4. So that's the number of cents. 96.4 cents. Okay. Now, I know it's sort of hard to read this. x1 is 0, x2 is 8, x3 is 3.6. So 0, 8, and 3.6. No soybean. 8 grams of meat byproduct and 3.6 grams of grain. This is a nice little website called PHPSimplex. And I would sure recommend you use this for your, especially the word problems. What I want you to be able to do is set up these word problems. Okay? Let me see. Have time to do one more of these maybe? Remember the one about the number 11, the fashion store? It can run $6,000, or it has $6,000 available. Let's go ahead and do this one with PHPSimplex. I set this up in the previous video. So let's do this one using PHPSimplex. I am going to start a new one. So I'll just put start. Simplex. How many decision variables were there? Let's see. This is number 11, the one about the fashion store that I did. So there are 3 decision variables, x1, x2, x3. So 3 decision variables. How many constraints? Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4 constraints. Oh, this is a good one. There's so many constraints. 4. Okay. So, and it's going to set it up. Was this a maximize? Yes. So here's the thing I'm punching in right now using PHPSimplex. PHPSimplex. I'm going to maximize 1,000 x1 plus 800 x2 plus 15,000 x3. Now here we go with the constraints, the inequalities. We have a 20 x1, 100 x2, 800 x3 less than or equal to 6,000. Let me see, 20x1, 100x2, 800x3 less than or equal to 6,000. Yeah. For the next one, it's just 1x1. If you want to put them in zeros there, okay, less than or equal to 10. So nice, I don't think you have to put in the zeros there. The next one, 1x2 less than or equal to 20. And 1x3 less than or equal to 7. Okay. So let's say go. They start doing a lot of talking about the slack variables. Let's just make sure I didn't mistype it. 1000x1 plus 800x2 plus 15,000x3. I'm maximizing 20x1 plus 100x2 plus 800x3 less than or equal to 1x1 less than or equal to 10. Notice 1x2 less than or equal to 20. Notice how they put the zeros in. Oh, no, no, no. How did I get that? That should have been a 1x3 less than or equal to 7. I need to go back. So let me go back. Let's see if I click the back button. What if I do that? There. That's what I should do. You see, I did put a 1 there. How did that happen? So 1x1. That's what's nice, that they print out the problem for you to look and see. Let me see that. 1x3 less than or equal to 7. So you can look and 1x1 less than or equal to 10, 1x2 less than or equal to 20, 1x3 less than or equal to 7. Okay. And notice how they've written it. They're using x's for the slack variables rather than s. And we may have seen some problems where it doesn't really matter what letters you use for the slack variables as long as they're not the x1, x2, x3, okay? So I'm just going to say direct solution. I think I took it. Direct solution. Now it's loading. And here's the answer. Number 11. How many? Optimal solution is 11. The maximum exposure, 116,600 women. How many newspaper ads should there be? 10 to 7. Okay. Was number 12 that I was doing. 1,800, 15,000, 20. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure. Anyway, the important thing, even if I mistyped the number here and there, the important thing is just to demonstrate this website, okay? And you punch in the problems like that. There's another class about to come in here, so I need to get out of here, okay? So again, PHPSimplex.com. Take the problems that you've been working on and set them up like that. It works really nice, okay? So we're out of time. I'll, enjoy, work on the simplex method. PHPSimplex.com.